Hey, welcome, 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 everybody. Super excited to see you here. Hey, let's get those cameras on. Turn those cameras on so I can see you. You can see me. We're going to have a great time together. What is this thing popping up on my screen? Okay, there we go. Hey, Mary and Chantel, if you could turn on your camera. Nice to see you. Tomas, where you at? I've been looking for you. Who else? Lisa. Hey, Mike Picasso, there he is, doing the job, man. I'm going to be watching to make sure you are doing it good. I know you must have a torque screwdriver. Yeah, right. Like we all use those. Nobody. Kevin Whalen, what's happening? Lori, nice to see you. David Fisher in the house. Pernilla, man, spending lots of time together today. Super excited. So let's do still working. No problem, Mary. No problem. Let's pretend that no one there sees that. What I would like to do is know so I could check all of you that are here. So for those of you here, who is this like day 4? You've done day 4. If it's day 1, it's your first time because the rest of the week was busy. Let me know. If you did 2 of the days or you watched the replays, give me a little bit of feedback here. Give me a little feedback. Yeah, Chris, day 4. Boom. The guns are out. Okay. I love it. Day 1. Hey, Tim DeHart. Welcome, brother. Been in my world a long time. Excited to have you. You could get the replays, everybody. You get the replays. I'll tell you how to do that. We got day 2. Awesome. Travis Mung, another brother in the world. What's happening, man? Super nice to see you today. And yeah, let's get it started. If you're ready to get started, give me a big old boom in the chat bar. And hey, Chantel, what's up? Hey, what's up? Thanks for turning on the computer screens, everybody. I know sometimes it's a little weird when we got to look at each other and you're trying to do things, but it's never weird for Danielle because Australians they don't get weird like that. They don't, doesn't bother them from down under and stuff. I would like to know, since it's day 4, what have been some of the biggest changes for you? Like what's been a big shift, the change, what's happened in your life since starting day 1? Did something show up? Did all of a sudden you got some unexpected money? Lori says attitude. All right, Lori, did it get better or worse? I'm hoping it got better. Hey, Deb. Nice to see you. I hope our attitudes got better. Thinking different, getting more clients. Boom. Money is abundant. Yes. Momentum increase. You can feel it happening, right? What about the rest of you? Type in something there. What have you noticed? Pep in my step. All right, Kim. Let's see what else. Believe it's possible. Yeah. And it will go from possible to probable. Right? As you keep getting training and focus and alignment, get rid of the baggage inside your mind, bringing new programs and thoughts, feeling inspiration, knowing that I'm not alone. That is right, Rhonda. I'm going to turn this other light on here. There we go. You're not alone. You're with us. New products. Oh, I'm loving that. Wow, you guys are on fire already. I sent 1 email and got 40K. Hey, everybody do this. Hold your hand up like this. And mic drop. Boom. Okay, that's for Richard. We gave him a mic drop today. Nice job. Keep them coming here. Do it now. Yeah. What about I will, I can, I must right now? We talked about that yesterday. What else did we talk about? Win the what? Win the day. We talked about win the day, right? The other thing is, let me get this out because some of you, it's day 1. You're like, what? Where have I been? What's all this momentum? You're like, all these people are so happy and, I'm not used to this. But we have a Facebook group where you could jump in and get the replays so you can watch it. If you need the link to the Facebook group, put a question mark in there. Maybe some of you, hey, Jim Pierce, nice to see you, brother. And the team is going to give you the link. Get in the Facebook group, share it with other people, bring them in, let them watch the replays. Yeah, I don't know if I'll say this name right. Shawneen. Okay, but I did my best there. we're going to give you the link. Go there. We'll bring you in. Watch the replays. Watch the replays. All right. Also, you guys know we got some really cool stuff coming up. So tomorrow will be day 5. Who's committing to finishing the 5th day? Type in boom and 5 in the chat bar. Like, who's committed? Like, you're going to show up. You're going to do it. All right. We got a lot of commitments here. I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm going to log in somewhere on the road because I'm going to be on my way to Florida. Does anybody live in Orlando by any chance? We're going to be heading that way. So somewhere along that journey, Kim, I'm going to pull over and set up my stuff, and we're going to finish day 5. That's how serious I take it for you. Okay. Plus, we have there's a whole team on here. There's so many great people. Got my business partner, Aaron's on here. We got Tara on here. We got Megan on here, and I'm sure a bunch of the other team. They'll probably be reaching out, see if there's anything you need from them to serve you. And feel free to also tag them. All right. Also, we have these trainings coming up. So if it's okay, like to get that out of the way nice and early. We have Wealth Code coming up. And we got a bunch of you already registered for Wealth Code. Mike out there is already registered for Wealth Code. Dennis is registered. Jim's registered. So a whole bunch of you are ready for Wealth Code. And if you already signed up and you're excited about Wealth Code, type in Wealth Code in the chat bar, Wealth Code. And let's see, what is Lisa saying here? I want to be here. I am going to be in a 20-hour live and in-person continuing education course. Oh, for massage therapy. You know, I actually did massage training a long time ago, Lisa. Very few people know that. My wife is a massage therapist. Probably even less people know that. I did not complete the course, but I did have fun doing the one section I did with my wife. And then now I just have a massage chair. So I don't know if that counts for anything. But let me show you the trainings that are coming up. For any of you that are new, if you want to jump in on this, this training, the 5-day Money Power Challenge, is about creating new awakenings. It's creating this new awareness. And if you believe it's creating this new awakenings, type awakened in the chat bar, right? Creating an evolution inside yourself. The Wealth Code training is a little different. This is about, I don't have to wake you. I just got to get you to execute now. And it's 4 days, but it's not all day for 4 days. It's like 4 hours virtual, 4 hours virtual like this. So it's going to be from the convenience of your home. So, and also you're going to get a Zoom link so you can invite your kids, your family, your employees, your team. I don't care if you put 500 people on your Zoom link, as many people as you could fit in your Zoom camera, we're going to serve. And so it's May 2nd, 7th, 9th, and 14th. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's broken up for a reason because we want to put it into application. And our goal is by the end of the Wealth Code training, by you sharing, I think last time we created, in the period of time we did it, I think almost $2 million created from people that put things in place, executed, new decision, new thought. And I want to double that this time. I'd like to produce like 4 million during this training so that not only is it the most no-brainer thing you ever did, that every time we do it, you're like, I just want to show up so I can make millions and millions more. We'll put the link in the chat bar for you. So if you want to look at any of these details, I'm not going to go through all of them. I am really excited about the speakers we have. Oh, there's Kevin O'Leary. That's kind of neat. He's not speaking, but he's just saying nice things about me. But I'll be speaking. My wife will be there. Aaron will be there. My son. We have this dynamic duo, these 2 women that are going to talk about real estate. Women that are on this, how many of you are just excited? Type in maybe women in all caps. How many of you are excited to hear from other powerful women that are just shaking and baking, getting results, making magic? Type it in the chat bar. I love watching what women are doing today to just knock it out of the park. I mean, watching that section alone is going to be incredible. I also have my tax expert coming, and I'm going to interview him. So I'm going to bring wealth strategies of things that you may not even know that you might be throwing money away. It's not like because you have a lot of money you're throwing away. You might not have a lot of money and you're throwing money away. So that's going to be pretty incredible. He's been in my world for a decade. He's been part of what helped me, exit 2 high 8-figure companies. And then we got David coming. He's a financial advisor and author, and I'm going to interview him. So these sections alone are just a no-brainer. Now, don't let this scare you here, because I did something I called the Eclipse Special, because I think the eclipse has eclipsed my mind with this opportunity. I'm still wondering why the heck we're doing it, but I know why we're doing it, because we want to make it a no-brainer for everybody, and I don't want anything to stand in the way. So this training, we have a code that gives you 83% off. So you're going to get a $3,000 training, and you're going to get it for under 500 bucks. If that's a no-brainer, can you at least type in no-brainer in the chat bar? If by session number 1, you'll get the replay. If the first 4 hours, you're like, it wasn't worth 500 bucks, which is ridiculous, because if you didn't find 500 bucks through this free challenge, then we both got issues here, right? So it's only 500 bucks, but you got to take advantage while we're doing this training, because I'm not going to keep 83% off, because you guys got it. The team I mentioned, we pay that team, right? They're not here. It's not a non-for-profit charity. Like, they get paid, we pay them good, so they have a great life. So we do have to make money, but we're going to deliver massive, massive value to you. But at the end of day one, you think it sucks for some reason. I know you won't. We'll give you your money back. No hard feelings. So, and all this other value here, you see all this value? This is true value. You're going to get all of this for 500 bucks. So if you're that much in a position you can't afford 500, let us know. We'll work out some kind of financing for you. Is that pretty amazing? Give me amazing in the chat bar. All right. We're doing it because a lot of people are not doing it. They're not doing things like this to help. And you're worthy of this. Like, you're worthy. In case nobody has shared that with you, let me share it with you. You are worthy of having financial freedom and wealth and an incredible life full of happiness and joy. You are worthy of it. Now, for some of you, you may be like, I would love to be in person with Mike for a couple of days. It's not just going to be me. It's going to be myself, Aaron, my son. House is right over here. It's close to my home. So you're going to be coming to the neighborhood I live in. That's why I'm very selective on making sure you're a fit, because you're going to be in my neighborhood, right? Like, my neighbors are here. This is where we live. And the beach, my wife and I and my daughter and my son and Morgan, the beach, and Aaron that we walk to is down the road. And if you want to come and spend 2 days with me because you're like, you know what? Yeah, I want the wealth code training and I'm worthy of investing in myself. Well, guess what? You're going to do this. Reach out. You fill out the form. I get in touch with you. It's me getting in touch with you. So please, if you're not serious, don't fill out the form. But if you really think you're a fit to spend 2 days with me and watch what happens, the wealth code is included. All right. I don't know about you. Who's put any kids through college? Type in college in the chat bar. How many of you have went to college? Type in college in the chat bar. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people put kids through college and they put themselves through college, but they never put themselves through life transformation college. So type in debt if you know anybody that like has debt from college. This is ridiculous. Now, the debt from college is not the problem. It's they didn't teach you how to not make debt a problem. I know somebody 30 years later, they're still paying for college. I'm like, no. I know a lot of these gurus and experts are like, college is bad, like, let's stake them to the cross or something. I'm like, no, college is not bad. The issue is you have not been taught how to now make so much money that that debt is gone. So let's just call this training the debt equalizer, maybe the neutralizer. Why don't we do that? Aaron, maybe we should like hashtag debt neutralizer, right? So you'll spend 2 days. They're 2 full days. We'll take care of the food over that days. We take care of the workbooks. It's only 20 people, all right? We're 60% closed out right now. And so if you want to be one to take the last 40%, one of those spots, you reach out. It is in a house. Look, this is the house. So this is not one of those things where you're going to show up. See, it'll probably slide through here. This is not one of those things where you show up and they told you there's 20 and there's 50 people. The house is only, you see the house, you don't put 50 people in there. The other thing is, this is not one of those things, there's the house. See the multiple porches? This is not one of those things like we're worried about taking the most sexy picture of you smiling on the beach so we could promote you all over social media. It's not that. I'm not against that. Sometimes you need that. This is about closed doors. You won't even know who's going to be at the event till you show up, because we have really magical people there that don't want to be all over the internet, that are coming to learn, right? You know, after doing 500 million in sales, selling 2 8-figure companies in the last 5 years, having 200 employees, and really understanding wealth, abundance, prosperity, and how to create this. So if you are interested in this, you could click out, let me unshare this now. You could click the form. You could click the form, or you could talk to my team and say, hey, I need to make sure before this, like, what's the investment? The reason we don't even talk about the investment here is it makes no sense. If we don't even know you're a fit, doesn't make any sense to know. Because if you're making decisions off of money alone, then we're already have a decision-making criteria problem, right? Does this make sense? Give me a big boom in the chat bar. And then I got a video to play for you. Hey, Katie, super nice to see you today. I see that you're on here. Who else has jumped on here? And then get ready to watch this video. I want you to type in what you're taking away. Hey, Montana, super nice to see you again today. Right after the video, we'll talk about the homework. I got a story to share. I got a lot of training that I want to go through with you today. It's going to be magical time on, boom, number 4 of the challenge. So let's get this video kicked up here. And you tell me what you're taking away from the video. Now, yesterday, my volume was not so great on the video. I'm going to do my very best today to make sure it's incredible. And those of you that have your cameras off, do me a favor, turn it on, because I love to see your expressions when you watch videos like this. All right, here we go. And my team, give me a thumbs up when the volume is incredible.
Inside, baby. Side to side. Move your head. Watch him now. Watch him. Right. Remember, he's got 2 hands, right? Damn, man, what the hell are you doing? This guy will knock you on your ass. Come on, Rock. It's not a game. You want to live in the hospital for 5 weeks this time? You thought I was tough? This jump will kill you. All right. Come on. Get your head on your shoulders, man. Think about the fight. Think about the fight. Clubber Lang's in here. He's trying to hurt you, Rock. He's trying to hurt you. Okay, here he comes. Jab. He's jabbing. He's jabbing. He's trying to hurt you. You gotta fight him. You gotta move. He's up against the meeting. He's up against the rope. He's in the corner. He's hooking. Damn, Ron, come on. What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
There you have it. There you have it. What a powerful video clip. I want to know what you took away from that video clip. Type in the chat bar. Let me put this down there. There we go. What did you take away from this video clip? Besides, there is no tomorrow, right? So there he is, and Rocky Balboa is getting hit. Can any of you relate to feeling like that? Like you wake up in the morning, it's like boom, 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 boom. Then there's an uppercut. Then there's a hook. Boom, boom. And you're going through your day, right? You're going through your month. You're going through your year. You're going through the pandemic. And you're like, boom, boom, boom. And then you're just sitting there and it's like, there is no tomorrow. I love this phrase when they say like, when is now the time to make a new decision? When is now the time to say, I am worthy? When is now the time to say, I'll no longer settle? That's how powerful that couple-minute clip is, at least to me. I don't know about to you, Lori, or Pernilla to you, but to me, that says there is no tomorrow. Do it right now. Your fear is holding you back from the money you desire. Your fear is holding you back from the life you desire. Your fear is keeping you from procrastinating decisions. Make a decision. If anything, start with a small decision, but make a decision because decisions teach you. Ready? Say what with a question mark. Do you want to know what decisions teach you? Go what in a question mark. Go ahead, type it in the chat bar. What in a question mark? Tell me, Lori. Say what? Yeah. She was like, what? Right? Well, here's what it teaches you. When you make decisions, it teaches you trust yourself. It teaches you trust yourself. It doesn't matter what the decision is. I'm going to eat this. Oh, you trust yourself. You're going to eat that. Or I'm not going to eat that. You trust yourself. I'm going to attend that day 4. You're here. Why did you attend? You trust yourself to attend. That's why you're here, right? That's why you're here. So let's look at some of the homework we had. And I'm curious if you did it. If you didn't do it, just tell me you're going to do it or go back and watch the replay. So on the first one, we had the vision. And whose vision is getting clear now? The day somebody said to me, did you ever think you would build a $32 million service company to the size you did with 165 trucks on the road, hundreds of employees? Did you ever think? I said, of course. The minute I made the decision, I knew I was going to get there. Just like you, right? So that's what the part about the vision is. The vision is the moment you start to believe it. The minute I believed that I would be able to sell that company and walk away the next day without staying on, and I didn't want any second bite of the apple and all this stuff, literally signed my name, never went back, because it was in the vision. It was in my belief. I knew not that it was possible, it was probable. It's going to happen. What does Yoda say? There is no try, only what? What does Yoda say? Type it in the chat bar. Someone on my team, find a cool picture of Yoda and put him in the chat bar there, right? There is no try, Jason, only do. Only do. There's no lack of customers, no lack of money on planet Earth. Only the lack of your skill to see people and your lack of your skill to go get the money. And when you ask yourself, Mike, I don't understand, like, why are you still training? I still watch hours of training and do hours of training between coaching in person. We're going to Florida to go to a training that we're paying a lot of money to go to. Why? Well, because we don't try, we do. We don't try, we do. So that was the first homework, was the vision. The second one was building the 3 scripts, right? 3 things. Whose truth is that? Remember this? And how many of you type in truth if you faced some truths, right? Tomas, did you face some truths? Jason, did you face some truths? Like, whose truth is that? People looked at me a lot of times because I was a blue collar worker, which always frustrated me because the whole world wants to complain about segregation. Oh, segregation, segregation. I'm like, you've been calling it white collar and blue collar since the beginning of time. Does anybody have a problem with that? How about it's just humans that want to have the best life ever? I remember taking on that identity. I remember telling somebody, they're like, what are you? I'm just an electrician. Yeah, I just learned how to make sure I could fix stuff so people don't burn to death in their house. But that's who I was. I was just an electrician. So until I say, well, whose truth is that? Where is that truth from? And do I want that to be my truth? And if not, you grab a brand new truth. Then we had yesterday's, which was our money mantra, right? And so how many of you have your money mantra? Type it in the chat bar so everybody can read it. What is your money mantra? Is it wealth comes to me easily and abundantly? Because whatever you say over and over again creates your reality. Creates your reality. How many of you do meditation? Give me a hand up. Meditation, you do meditation? Okay, bunch of hands. You don't do meditation. You don't. Sorry, Rhonda. You give yourself a moment for space. That's what you do. All meditation is sitting to grab a moment of space in hopes of creating a new reflection. That's all it is. My instructor, he was really cool. He wasn't a tall guy. He's 5 foot something, on the low side of 5 foot. He was a school teacher. So during the day, he wore a sweater. You would think he was like a nerd. At nighttime in the martial arts dojo, he was like beyond Mr. Miyagi. I mean, I am talking one time, we were, if anybody, I don't know if anybody's ever trained in sword, but I've trained in live sword. And in live sword, we would train in these garbs called hakama. So it almost looks like you're watching Shogun, right? And one time we were sitting there, and this is when I knew how badass my instructor was. I already knew he was way tougher than me. I took plenty of beatings in the martial arts dojo, but I never knew how like level of mastery was till we were kneeling down in this guy's backyard, and this hornet, Jim, this hornet goes, and I'm watching the hornet fly by him. I'm waiting for him to swat this thing, right? I'm thinking his ass is going to get stung. I'm actually going to be excited if he gets stung because like it's one less beating on me. He's going to get stung. Not only does he not get stung, he's just sitting there and he's watching, and all of a sudden puts it in and then acts like nothing just went down. Right? Jim, he acts like Rhonda, like no big deal. He just cut a hornet out of the air. And I'm thinking, bullshit. No way. So we get up, we do training. I walk over, and there's the hornet cut in half. And that's the moment you know there's always another level. There's always another level, right? Do you feel there's another level for you? Type in another level. There is. And the minute you think there's not another level, that's when people start to unwind, right? If you're not growing, you're what? Type it in the chat bar. If you're not growing, what? Tell me. You're dying? No, Montana. Guess what? If you're not growing, most people are already dead on the inside. They just didn't figure it out yet. Growth is mandatory today. Not all growth. If your relationship's not growing, it's what? Answer that. Have you ever been in a relationship that's not growing together? I guarantee it's growing apart. Some of you probably can relate. Don't send me mad messages later because I triggered you on a divorce or whatever happened. It's the same thing for your health. Money is no different. Money is a byproduct of exactly how you live. That's what it is. Money is nothing more than a byproduct of exactly how you live. So when we do our money mantra, what are we doing? We're saying something over and over and over again that it creates our belief system of this is who I am, not what I do. This is who I am. I studied, as you guys could imagine, a lot of business for 3 decades. First, I studied how I did it wrong. Then I studied how I did it right. Then I studied how I scaled. And then I still study how to scale really, really fast, a lot of different things at one time. And through this process of studying things, I found out that you go from this like business work, you own a business, you tell everybody you own a business and you're a worker, right? Some of you, you're just workers. You say you're a business owner, but you're really a worker. Your goal is then, right, Chantel, is to become a business owner. So like an owner focuses on the things that grow the company, scale the company, and do this. And I kept seeing like everybody saying you have to be this owner, not this worker. And I summarized it into one thing: the outcome for all of you to want. And the outcome that all of you want that helps you get money faster, because this is called the money challenge, is when someone asks, who, like, what do? You say one thing: I'm a wealth investor. Now, hang on a minute. Hold on, Christopher. So people turn around and they're like, well, no, Mike, I don't invest in anything. I don't have like crypto and stocks, and I don't have a real estate. No. Do you guys all invest in relationship wealth, right? Is love a form of wealth? Well, if you've ever been in a moment that you didn't love someone, or someone didn't love you, or you didn't love yourself, you know that love is a form of wealth. So the minute you take on, you're a wealth investor, constantly investing in everything that brings wealth: money wealth, relationship wealth, health wealth. Now, that identity, tell me in the chat bar, that changes what? If you believe it, if you woke up every day and said, I'm a wealth investor, you then what? Tell me in the chat bar while I take a drink of water here. What would change in your life? I wish someone told me this 30 years ago. I do. I'm glad I know it now. But man, if I knew that 30 years ago, well, I wouldn't have done, what I did. I would have been in the probably 200-300 million, maybe a billion by now. Now I'm a billionaire in training, but I would have been, beyond that. For you guys, you have the chance. You have the chance to embody this. I'm a wealth investor. Oh, really? What do you invest in? Well, I have this business, and I have a family I invest in, and I have this I invest in, and I have this I invest in. This here shortens the timeline for all of you, right? Shortens the timeline for all of you. So that's what we did yesterday. Now, do safe chances have big, like really, really low risk things? Do they have huge returns? What do you think, Kim? Nope. Kim's like, no, they don't have big returns. I'm also not one that's reckless with risks. I don't believe in like selling your house and taking all your money and putting it in crypto or something. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that sounds like a very risky thing. Like if you don't win, you're homeless. I'm talking about calculated risks. And most people don't have a decision-making criteria to take risks. Now, how do I know that some people do have a decision-making criteria? I don't know. I did a little spicy Facebook post last night. Sometimes, Kevin, I have to be careful when it's 10:30 at night. It's a long day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like the effing, Tim DeHart, I'm the effing decamillionaire whisperer. Why? I've created more... Tim, you got more friends now that are decamillionaires from my world than ever before. You never had decamillionaires when you first were in my world, but you have a lot of friends that are decamillionaires. I could just count them off. I mean, and multi-millionaires, there's over 62 of them in the last 36 months. Sometimes I say, I wonder if if I only worried about myself, what would have happened for all those people? So many generations would not be changed. It would not be changed. Now, it's not about me. It's about understanding risks and decisions. Risks and decisions. And remember, no one has time for success leaves clues. Like, no one has time to sniff it out because time is short. Not only is time short, time is collapsing. I believe that for all of you here, if you focus on the right training at the right time from the right people and take massive action, 6 years from now, we'll be on something like this, and you'll be raising your hand and saying, Mike, I want to tell you what's happened over the last 6 years, and I can't wait to hear it. Matter of fact, we have a new podcast. Well, it's called FoodDog.tv that is getting kicked up after we get back from Florida, where we'll be interviewing, some of you might want to be interviewed. We'll be interviewing people from Jay Abraham, Kevin Harrington, the list will go on. We have a whole bunch of amazing people in our world, top doctors, top cybersecurity, top AI experts. So if you are ever interested in, being interviewed, let us know. But that's what I want in the next 6 years. I want by time 2030 comes that we're in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of decamillionaires. That's what I want. Are you excited about that? Type in excited in the chat bar. Like, is that something you want? Because if you don't believe you could have it, well, you're just hanging out to see what crazy story that I'm going to tell today. That's why we do the trainings. You do realize doing a training for $500, like, it's not making anybody wealthy over here, but it is changing the dynamics for you, for all of you. That's why we're so excited about the training, because we know it's made a difference because we have a track record. Do you know that? We have a track record. It's proven over the last decade now that when you have the right knowledge, it will change everything. Now, I want to talk about decision-making versus focusing versus strategies for money-making. And I thought that we would create some different ways for you to get streams of income. And I promise you that there's money sitting for you that you don't even realize. Okay. I'll give you a big example, and then I'm going to give you the smallest example. And that's what I want to do. I'm going to say, like, because if you can make a new decision and see a new way to make money, everything will change for you. So let me give you one way. I'm on a call with Jay Abraham. If you know Jay, type in Jay. If you don't, put a question mark in the chat bar. I'm a brilliant mind, brilliant mind. Most people, he's so high level. Christopher, so Jay Abraham and Lori, he's the highest paid consultant on planet Earth. Most people can't even understand he's so high level. They can't even translate it. Matter of fact, he was trying to get me to fly to China and stuff with him. He's like, you always translate me well. You should fly to China with me and translate what I say for everybody. I'm like, that sounds like fun, Jay, but I can't just fly around and be your translator of everything you said, because he's so brilliant. So I'm on the phone with him, and out of the blue, he goes, because I ran, a lot of you probably know, I had a building, 10,000 square foot. I sold it last year, and I ran 35 3-day events out of it. And so he, out of the blue, goes, hang on, I got a question for you. What happens with the building when it's not being used? And I was like, well, it just sits there empty. He's like, well, why would you have it sit there empty? Is it making you money sitting empty? I'm like, no, because it's empty. It's making me no money. He's like, well, these painting and wine things are a big thing. People come out for one night. Someone sets up art stuff. They paint, they drink wine, they talk, they leave. They'll pay you money to just use that area. And I was like, huh, never thought of that. That's interesting thinking, Jay. He goes, well, what happens with the parking lot when it's empty? I said, it's empty. So he goes, well, I bet somebody wants overnight parking in there, maybe a tractor trailer or something. They're traveling through. We were by the turnpike. Maybe they need a place to sleep, or maybe somebody needs short-term parking of something there. He goes, is that a possibility? I was like, okay, so I could rent it inside. I could rent it outside. He's like, well, how many people come through the building? Like when you do these events, I'm like, thousands of people come through this building. Thousands and thousands and thousands per year, because we coached 1,000 companies and then we worked with a bunch of their people. So it's probably like maybe 15,000 come through the building. He's like, well, what about on the walls? Are you promoting anybody else's companies that would pay to talk to those people? He said, Mike, now I want you to pay attention to this, because this applies to all of you. I don't care if you own a house or live in a cardboard box. He says, the minute that you can look at every single thing you own, every square inch has a value to it. He goes, you will compound wealth beyond your imagination. And I was like, holy mackerel. Later, when I was thinking what they've done, some people, which is brilliant. You ever see these pods? Type in pods. They will drop it in your driveway. You fill it with your stuff and they'll store it. So imagine now, Montana, you have a 10,000 square foot building with a 20-foot high ceiling, which is what we had, probably almost 30-foot high. And let's say the pod is 8-foot high. So how many pods high could you do? 3 or 4. How many could you fit in that square foot building? Hundreds. Most people look at floor space. They don't look at total space. Now, for some of you, you're like, I don't own a building, Mike. What do I do? All right. Do you know how many of you have like a shed with tools in it? You have a shed, you have a lawnmower, you have shovels, you have a ladder. Maybe like my shed. My shed is always a nightmare because I'm not really good at. You might think I'm one of those guys that goes back and I have like a slot. Maybe you think that, maybe not. Like you think I have a slot on the wall and that screwdriver has to fit in that slot. It goes in the bag. It's on the shelf. There's light bulbs. My wife's always like, we're going to clean this shed. And I'm always like, I got to just do something because I don't want to do that whole process with her because she wants to pull the whole shed out and lay it out. And I just want to like get it enough I could walk, right? That would be your husband, Mary. So, but do you know there's a site you could go to if you want to just rent a shovel? Like I could just come to your house and rent your shovel. I could rent like your thing that puts grass seed down. I could rent like you have a post hole digger. So look at how much stuff that you probably have that you could rent. Now, there are some bigger things. Is this, tell me what's waking up inside your mind, please. What's waking up inside your mind? Okay, let's do this one. This will be even a faster way to make money because I want to give you, we're at the stage, I want to give you actionable things you could put in place. How many of you have like, maybe like 3,000 friends on Facebook? Do you have friends on Facebook? Any of you got like 3,000, 5,000? How many have a Facebook group? Maybe how many of you have a website? Do any of you have any of this? Okay. Art says, yeah, I do. Breakthrough, I have an empty 10K building. Oh, man, Jim. All right. Well, we just found a ton of money there, Jim. We got to figure that out. Like there's so many things, especially if you have an empty big building. It's like people will run paintball through it. They'll run it for events. Another person figured this out. You know what they did, Jim? They looked at baseball fields in different temperature environments. So where there's multi-season. Now, people are not probably playing baseball in November in New Jersey because it's frozen, but that's okay. Do you know what they do in November? They go walk through the Christmas lights. There's always money everywhere there. Now, let's get back to this Facebook friends, Facebook groups, website. Do you know if your website has some traffic on it, you could put like a little block there that talks about a non-competing company and someone will pay you to advertise on that spot on your website. Someone will pay you if you have 2,000-3,000 friends to put your Facebook banner as their company. Hey, check out this company. And even if it was $50 a month or 100 or 5,000, is it way more? Type in dollar signs if that's way more money than you had the day before for doing nothing while you sleep. While you sleep. Now, are these helpful? Can you give me value and helpful? Because I promise you, you have a whole lot of money everywhere that you just haven't recognized yet. And we weren't going to do just all philosophical stuff. We wait till day 4 because this is where the people that show up that want the money, right? They need the muscle to get here. Because if I gave you this on day 1, you may not regulate the same way. Now, what about bartering? The barter system. You know, look at this today. People, they rent their cars. You could just have your car parked on the street. Someone goes on an app, unlocks it, drives the car. Your bicycle, you could have your bicycle out there. Someone rents, they unlock it. The scooters, whoever thought that was going to be a thing? You'll just drive up, there's a scooter there. You're like app and you drive a scooter. What about bartering? You have knowledge and I have knowledge. I'll show you how this works. So check this out, Jim. Someone years ago, I won't say the name because some of you might actually know the name. He said to me, he was building a service company. He was a famous coach. He was a service business coach. He used to coach the service industry. And he went in, Art, and he's going to, he's going to do a service company himself. He was just a coach. So I said, well, what are you going to do at your vehicle? You're going to wrap it? And, you know, because that's one of the things that we're pros at. Like, we're pros at marketing. Does anybody agree? Do you think type in marketing if you think we're pretty good marketers, right? I mean, I've been on stage with the top marketers on the planet. We're really good at it. So I said to him, like, what are you going to do? You're going to wrap your truck? He goes, well, I can't afford to wrap it. And I was like, well, why? He goes, well, I don't have the money. I said, oh, write this down, everyone. Delusion is thinking I need money to make money. Delusion is thinking I need money to make money. Now, for those of you that are doing the wealth code, when we do wealth code, we're not just going to get strategies, we're going to apply them. We're going to show you how to put up an email, put out a message, put on a social, and how to like quantum this stuff. So what you're getting here is not even a taste test. You ever walk through the mall? I'm always a sucker for that. You go to the Apple store and then you come out and there's what's the Godiva? And they're like, oh, you want to try strawberry? And you buy a dozen, but you eat 6 of them before you get home. And you're like, oh, I only bought a half a dozen. This isn't even like tasting the end of the strawberry here, what I'm going through. But bartering could be, so I told him, I said, well, why don't you go to the person that wraps the trucks that you're friends with and say to him, I don't have the money for that. What do you need that I can do? He goes there and the guy goes, you know, I need a heating unit put up in the shop here and we don't have the extra money to do it. He goes, well, that's good because I don't have the extra money for the wrap. How about I'll do that for you? You do that for me. Now for them, it was pennies each. If you understand, can you type in understand? It was pennies each, right? It was pennies each, but they both got the outcome. So where are you not bartering things? Where are you not bartering things? I did this with Jay Abraham. Now it wasn't a cheap bartering, but he wanted this statue. And he's like, Mike, I know you want to do some things with me. And he sometimes is 120,000 a day, Rhonda. That's a good payday, right? 120,000 a day for knowledge. And I'm like, man, I don't have 120,000 for a day, right, Bill? I mean, like, who's got that just laying around? He's like, well, I do have this statue that my friend is selling. I really want it, but if I buy it, my wife's going to kill me because she says I got too many. It's big. It's like an 8-foot statue of this, like, I don't know, half naked woman and whatever. He's like, if I bring this home, my wife's going to kill me. But he goes like this, Lisa, but if you bought that statue for me. So I'm thinking, well, what could a big statue be? $5,000, right, Chris? I'm like, Jason, it's probably $5,000 statue. No, it's a $65,000 statue. So he's like, hey, you buy me the statue, I'll do this, this, and this for you. And I was like, okay, that's worth it. So I bought the statue, and guess what? That paid back 100-fold. First off, there was 2 parts to it. One, he built a level of trust in me. He's like, if this guy bought me a statue, I'm going to over deliver to him 100 to 1. And he did. You know, I could text him right now. He's on cell phone. We've been friends for years and years. That would have never happened if I was like, buy a statue, right? So that's the bartering side of things. Now, there is things that you guys have, which is IP. If you don't know what IP stands for, just give me a question mark. Never feel weird about that. I was in an event one time and they talked about ROI. James, I didn't know what the heck ROI was. I asked, I was like, yeah, well, I don't know what. And the guy said, so I love to explain things so people don't, you listen to a lot of people do talks. They're like ROI and blah, blah. And I'm like, aren't you just so fancy now? Like, just give it to us real. IP is intellectual property. That's what IP is. Okay. So Deb, you have knowledge inside your mind. You scaled a company, you exited a company, and that IP inside your mind, somebody has value for that. Now I got people, Deb, I won't say their names, but you know, they're in the world and you would know who they are, that now have taken their mind IP and they're doing equity deals, and they're going to do the low end 100 million in the next 36 months, the high end by the end of 2030, probably 300, 400, $500 million. Trumps the bullshit DECA stuff they did. That's baby food compared to what they do, because they understand now IP. IP starts with your knowledge base. Some of it's resources, right? How many of you are an author here? How many of you are an author here? Type in author. We've helped, man, Aaron, I don't even know. We probably helped in the last 30, 40, 50 people become authors without spending 10, 20, and $50,000 to do it. And, you know, we've been able to help people do that. So we got a bunch of authors here. If you're an author, type in your book. Type in your book there. Say, this is my book and this is what I do, so everybody knows. Now, if you're an author of a book, which, Aaron, we should talk about that during Wealth Code. So those of you doing Wealth Code, let's just make sure we put a module in there, how to take a book and create wealth. Because some of you don't even know, but almost all of you do something for a living. And do any of you sell a product or a service? Just write sales or put money symbols, just so you know. I learned, I don't give a shit about this bestseller bullcrap stuff. Just so you guys know, I don't own any bestsellers. And I sold 2 big companies in 5 years. I think it's a lot of energy and effort, and no one really cares today. No one's impressed. They're like, oh, I'm a bestseller. I'm like, I don't care. Who's even read it? I don't even know what it means, right? But I took an authored book and raised conversion, Kim. All right, Karen, raised our sales transaction of conversion. Those of you that don't know conversion is, it's how many people want your service versus how many people buy it, right? If you get 10 people Jim talks to 10 people who want his high-level coaching. He's an expert coach, Jim. And they want it, and 3 people say yes, that's a 30% conversion. When you're an author, it goes to 70%. Okay, can you guys give me a boom in the chat bar? Because I'm doing speed round, throwing down the magic here for you guys. Because I know you may not get every strategy you need today. It's to create an awakening that it's not that it's not there. You just don't know where it is. You don't know where it is right now. All right, so what's affiliate marketing? What's affiliates? How do you make money with this? Okay, do every one of you have a friend or someone you know that has a really cool service? They do painting or trades, they make artwork, they help people design their kitchens. Does everybody know someone? Just type in someone in the chat bar. Does everybody know someone? And my hopes are, you know, Jim Pierce, you know me, you've been in my world a long time, along with a lot of other people here, Danielle, and Art, you know what my hopes are, right? That I've already have found you thousands and thousands of dollars in wisdom that you make joining the Wealth Code such a no-brainer for you, because when we put it in place, the money of $500 becomes 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, right? So that is my hidden motive, is to give you so much money now that you can afford to buy the training, so I can make you massive money, so you never have to tell your kids, we got to go to, and I'm not mocking Walmart sneakers, but you don't have to tell them we got to go get used sneakers instead of the sneakers they want. And maybe not these $1,000 sneakers. I don't know about wearing sneakers that you'll get murdered for. That seems a little weird to me. But if that's your thing, I want you to be able to buy them without feeling guilt. How many of you, all right, I'm going to lean in. Let's see who's going to be honest, Rhonda. Probably not you, Rhonda. How many of you have bought something, but like you didn't let your partner or someone in a relationship, you didn't tell them you bought it and you didn't even want them to see you bought it? Did that, anybody want to tell their dirty secrets in the chat bar? Probably none of you, right? Okay, Rhonda's like, yes. But if you have, I don't want you to be in that position, because when you have money flowing out of your pockets, you're not worried about spending like that. You don't have those types of concerns. Let's talk about affiliate marketing. So you have a friend or someone you know that has an amazing service. And I bet they pay a lot of money for a lead. Type in lead if that's possible. Is that possible, Kate? Do people pay a lot of money for leads? Now, why wouldn't you talk to your friend and say, hey, if I sent you a lead, how much would you contribute to me? It's okay to ask that. I always did a simple 10%. It was between 10 and 20%. If I send you something and you get a world-class business transaction for it, would you give me 10 to 20%? How many of you would give me, if I sent you someone that was a quick, easy, fast yes, that gave you business, you would give me 10 to 20%? I mean, if it's $100, you wouldn't give 20 bucks. Why? Because it's not, Elizabeth, it's not the one-time transactional value. It's the lifetime transactional value from this. Now, every one of you knows somebody. Now, when I was growing the service company, let me give you a little secret sauce here, Elizabeth. When I was growing the service company, I knew that I was doing plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drain cleaning, one-day bathroom solutions, basement waterproofing, indoor air quality. But I didn't do painting and masonry and landscaping. I didn't do that stuff. I didn't do insulation at one time. I didn't do roofing, siding, and windows. So what did I do? I wanted to make sure I could give my customers the very best interaction with the best person I trust. So I created, you guys, this is, okay, I'm going to give you something that's worth, if it's not worth 50,000 or 500,000, it's worth not $1. So if you think it's not worth $1, you could tell me in the chat bar, Mike, when we're done today, go F yourself, okay? You know the coupon book that your kids get from school, Rhonda, or somebody? Did you ever get that? They sell you for 35 bucks the coupon book. It's this big. You scroll through it. There's like a McDonald's coupon and a Painter coupon and this coupon and that coupon. Well, I looked at that one day and I was sitting there, Lisa, and all of you could take this idea right now today, little energy, and make money while you sleep. I promise you. So I looked at this book and I was looking because I don't have a problem cutting out a coupon or something. So I'm looking, I go, huh, this is pretty brilliant. I wonder if I built this book, and if everybody that was in the book, all my friends, every job they get, I wonder if they would give me a percentage of the money for the job, and I'll take the money and I'll put it right back in my business so I can grow. I'll be happy. They'll be happy because they don't even know how to market anyway. Is that fair? Are people pretty crappy marketers? Type in marketers, right? Pernilla, this applies right now to you guys, right now, today. So I'm like, I'll build the book. So I put a painter and a mason in there and an insulation guy. And I told them, every time you get the coupon, would you give me, some were 10%, some were 20%. Would you give it to me? Before you know it, check this out, Christopher. I'm making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, going up to almost 100,000 a month for doing nothing. Just by, and do you think all my friends that were giving me referral money, were they mad at me or did they send me fruit baskets? What do you guys think? Well, it used to be cookies, lots of cookies. And then they would try to give me wine, but I kept giving it away. I'm like, guys, I never drank alcohol my whole life. You keep shipping me effing wine, and my partners keep drinking too much effing wine. Stop with the wine. Then they went to cookies. And then those little Blondie bars. You ever eat one of those? Oh man, Jim, you eat a Blondie bar? Do you guys even know what that is? Type in Blondie. Eat that thing. You're sugared up all day, running around the neighborhood, yelling who wants money and stuff. So that's how fast this can happen. And every one of you just on here alone knows someone that would be willing to contribute, including me. reach out to me. If you get people to sign up for Wealth Code, I'll give you a percentage of Wealth Code. You'll make money. You'll come to Wealth Code for free. You want to come to the VIP 2-day event with me for free? Reach out to me. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Why? Because you'll do heavy lifting. It's a win-win. Type in win-win in the chat bar if that's just a very amazing thing to do. All right. I'm going to give you one more here. Okay. One more. Let's see which one I'm going to give. This one is a bigger one, and it's probably a little high level for some of you. Do some of you really know how to do some cool stuff in your business, right? Cool stuff. Do you know how to cool thing? Like one of you might know how to do software. One of you might know sales process. One of you might know operations. Jim, I know you know cool things. You might know how to market, or you might know social media. I bet every one of you knows something cool that would help another business. True? Type in true in the chat bar. Have you guys been having a good time for this 4 days of this? Can you type in good time? Are you having fun? I want to make sure. I know I'm intense, but you don't want me to ever stop that, do you? Like, because if I'm intense, then if I'm not intense, then I'll just be like, oh, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar, right? And you guys will all be falling asleep. Like, we could go for 8 hours like this. You guys be bouncing on the wall, calling, making deals, money, all kinds of stuff. So this one here, all of you know how to do something real good. But I bet, thank you, Bill, but not all of you know how to do partnerships and stuff. You don't know how to take your knowledge and wisdom base, plug it into another company, let them grow and get a percentage of it. Now, this is a super skill or a super opportunity. What does that mean? Okay, Lisa, let's say I know, maybe I'm just putting this in my mind for Lisa because she said, you know, she does the massage and everything. Let's say Lisa has the skill to bring mindfulness to employees. And people that have more mindfulness and they're calmer, they produce at a higher rate because chaos goes away and certainty comes in. So she turns around and says, hey, Mr. Business Owner, whatever you do, jewelry store, banker, what, it doesn't matter. Would you be interested in doing a partnership with me? And they're like, well, what do you have in mind? And she goes, if I was able to bring mindfulness to your team and they regulated less cursing, more focus, less chaos, more certainty, less confusion, would you be interested in something like that? And you only pay me a percentage of the profit and growth increase. Would you do that? There's no risk at all. If you don't get a win, don't pay me nothing. Now, I know a lot of deals like this because, guys, I've done a whole lot of deals like this. How many of you would be just jacked up to learn those type of strategies on how to do partnerships to scale it into something where you could exit quicker without even having to build your own thing? How many of you would be really into that? Yeah, I bet a lot of you. Okay. We'll talk about in the future how to do something like this. But that's the thing. You can do that quickly and easily. That's how we do. I have been thinking about it, but been a little closed doors on it, Deb. So I don't know. I've taught some people and they're doing partnerships and scaling and all these equity deals without pressure, no risk, using knowledge base and building really big things that are going to exit with quantum wealth. And I've been like, man, are we really, should we teach people this? I don't know. But maybe if you guys reach out to me enough and say, you know what? I would love to do that type of training. Now I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be no challenge thing because what the heck? How wealthy do you want me to make you? Like, it's got to be, you know, fair exchange. Like, let's be fair here. But that's another way to do it. So I just want you to type in something in the chat bar. Knowing what I just went through on day 4, where we're at, how much abundance do you see now in your life? Now, do you have to do some work? Yeah, you got to do, you have to do some work. You do. Do you have to stay focused? Yeah. Is it going to be easier when you do it with someone than without? Yeah, of course, it's going to be easier. That's why we do what we do. We're changing the planet. We're changing the planet. Hang on, I want to see it because I had another video here.
Excuse me.
Is
would
this
you
the
mind taking
one?
a picture of us?
Hang on,
No
it's gonna
problem.
play a minute, so let it,
Yes, problem. You need Verizon.
because I want to see
Get
if
the
I'm
new
gonna play
iPhone
this
15
video
Pro
for you
with
guys.
tons
It's a
of storage,
Verizon.
so you can take all the pics.
Trade in
All
any
the
iPhone in
pictures you
any
want. What an
condition and get
amazing,
15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
iPhone 15. Who is an iPhone anyway? Type in iPhone. Like, what version are you even up to? Like, what happens 30 years from now? They're like, you're on the iPhone 386. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I gotta find this other video that I want to play for you guys on how you're gonna feel. All right. This is how you're gonna feel when you figure all of this out. Ready for this? All right, let's see here. And type in, why don't we do this while I'm getting this video ready? Type in 3. I want you to take a minute. Type in 3 action items right now. 3 action items that you're going to implement. It could be, I'm going to do the mantra every day. I'm going to tweak up my vision. It could be, I'm going to do a bartering system. I want 3 things from all of you. Okay, 3 things. Type in the chat bar. And then I got the video ready. Yeah, Jim, it's sitting right there for you, right? It's sitting right there for you. The affiliate program is just sitting there being like, hey, and you know what would be nice? I can't force you to do this, but tell me if you would be willing to do this, okay? If you'd be willing to do this. When you guys all have money and it's just like abundant, Kim and DJ, it's just like you have a lot of extra and, you're just not struggling. Would you guys be willing to like help some other people with it? Would you do that? Like maybe make a Wish Foundation or maybe give to a really good cancer cause or something like that. Or maybe Wounded Warriors for vets, because I've been saying that. Deb Hartlaub probably knows. I mean, probably since she's known me, my goal has always been to create so much wealth for people that they would give it away. And a lot of people that enter my world that are new, they don't know that's true yet. But now a decade later, with so many people's lives changed, they know that it's true, that we're creating an impact so we could keep impacting more. If you're somebody that just wants to do it, it's just about you and it's all about you, you probably won't last long in my world, because it's not about you, it's about all of us. It's about all of us. So, all right, mantra, vision, bartering, DJ, I love it. Mantra, affiliate, rent space. Chantel, I love the awakenings I'm seeing in you. Continued training, yes. Money, mantra, review partnership options. Change my thoughts when I realize I am being hard on myself. Yeah, or just Facebook message me like I'm being hard on myself, and I'm gonna be like, really? Let me give you some medicine here, right? When I give to the world gives to me. Yeah, it's universal truth. All right, so here we go. You're there. You start executing on this stuff, Christopher. You start putting it in place. All right, now I'm gonna play the video. Let's hope the volume's here. And then this is how it's gonna feel when you start to figure this all out. Ready? Aaron doesn't even know I have this video. Here you go. Ready?
China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on, with all our masons. I hope the smoking man's in this one, like Harrison Ford, I'm getting frantic. Like Sting and Pam Trick, like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get a set of better clubs, gonna find the kind with tiny nudges, so my irons are always flying off the backswing. Gonna get into my Sailor Moon, cause that cartoonist got the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Trying hard not to smile, though I feel bad. I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral. Understand what I mean? It's been 1 week.
There you go. There you go. And that's how you'll be feeling, everybody. You'll just be, right, Pernilla? You'll just be dancing on the screen. Dancing on the screen. All right. So let's do this to finish up. I'd love for you to give you some actions right now. Action number 1, watch any of the replays you need to watch. All right. Make sure you're in the Facebook group and watch the replays, and then go in there and participate in the group, okay? The more you share in there, the more that you're gonna end up creating this vibration with everybody, Okay, so I want all of you to go in there, participate, and do something. Also, what I want you to do is money is a routine. Can you write that down, everybody? Hey, Judy, what's happening? I've been waiting for you to jump on this training. Judy, unmute yourself real quick. You didn't think you were going to come here and I wasn't going to make you unmute. Wait, are you in a place you could talk? Are you in a big high rise or something? Or where are you? Unmute. Try now.
Hello.
All right. Are you in a place like you could talk or you got to whisper? or
Yeah,
something?
I'm in my office, but I have the door closed.
Are you in the city?
No, I'm actually on Long Island. I have an office on Long Island too.
All right. Tell
Probably
everybody.
the tallest building on Long Island.
It's the tallest building on Long
I
Island.
think in Nassau County it is, yeah.
Anybody from Long Island, type in the chat bar. Judy, just tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Sure. Judy Guarino. I am managing director at JP Morgan Chase. I am responsible for a portfolio of commercial real estate here in this market.
Are you allowed to say how much or you can't say how much though?
Nah, I'd rather stay away from all that.
Okay. Judy's just the bigwig. Can we just say that? She's a bigwig. So Judy, thank you and she's an author. Yes. And she's an author. All right.
Very excited.
I'm glad you're here, Judy.
Thanks.
Kathy's on the move, I see. All right. So money is a routine. Your homework before we show up tomorrow is to map out your nighttime and your morning money routine. Your nighttime and your morning money routine. Now, let me give you an example of one routine that I would love to see who does this right now. I'm going to be really, really curious who does it. So part of my money routine, which is just my everyday routine, is I never go to sleep until my day is mapped out. I never go to bed until I have, and I use, well, I packed it up because we're traveling, but I use yellow pads, horizontal version, thick paper. I'm a tactile person. I like the way, and then I have this real fancy pen. You see this fancy, Judy, expensive pen? It's got like green and red and black and blue. This is my fancy pen I use. And then I write my whole day out and I set my intentions. I set my focus. Now I have multiple companies. So I have multiple columns, right? I have, this is my calendar stuff. So I remind myself, this is what I got to do. Then I have this company. Then I have a portfolio of companies. Then I have this wealth column. And then I have this personal column, right? Things I got to do, like get ready to travel tomorrow and pack stuff in the vehicles. So that's, I believe, as a money routine, that should be mandatory. Who does that? Like it's been in your DNA for decades. You just have it so dialed in. And if not, just put a question mark so I know. You're like, no, not yet. Okay, decades. All right, awesome. Not yet. Okay, good. So let's build that. Over 30 years ago, it's probably 30 years I'm doing it. 30 years ago, somebody told me, Art, they said, here's a habit of the wealthiest and most successful on planet Earth. And I was like, give it to me. They said, don't go to bed till your day's planned. I was like, wow, that's great. And then they gave me the second secret sauce. You know what they said, Judy? They said, if you want to sleep better, definitely do it. Because whatever you're thinking you have to do tomorrow, that your mind has to remember, keeps you up through the night. It's sitting in your subconscious mind running. If it's on the paper, your mind goes, oh, you mean you got it there? I don't need to remember anything. You sleep better. Sleep better, get more. Yeah, DJ, the example is I have look, I use this type. This is my, I'm not telling you to use this. Look, I tried all the digital shit and I got every widget and all that stuff possible. This year, this is landscape pad. You'll be happy it's recycled paper. This yellow pad. Now, just, I'm a little extreme, probably. This is what my planning looks, Judy. I have 4 yellow pads, okay? And each one of them have multiple purposes. Don't try to do what I do. When you get to where I'm at, then you could do what I do. But you just need one pad. And you just do some columns. Just get started. This one, I always write what's happening tomorrow, like if I have a call, a meeting, whatever. And then the next column is a company, right? So Food Dog's a company. We have an equity company. I have management companies. I have portfolios, right? And then my right column is always like, this is the life stuff. You got to get the life stuff done. And I map out because my wife and my daughter and I, we eat lunch and dinner together. 98% of our days, we eat lunch and dinner together. So that's on there. That's on there. So, and then I put all these together and I just, Judy, I have this big clip and I just clip it like that. And I got my son's gift card that he left here. So I make sure I give it to him. So I clip it together and boom, that's it. That's my planning. Now I do rip out pages when I'm done. So normally, DJ, during the day, once I get started, halfway through my day, when it's before lunchtime, I rewrite my page again. Write this down. When you rewrite, you reset. That's a theory of mine. When you rewrite, you reset. So I go, okay, it's noon. How am I doing? And right away, I take things. Is this value? Can you type in value, guys? No, I don't break it down by 15 minutes, Travis, because I have bulks of stuff I'm going to do. And I'm like, I'm not going to get to this today. Is it okay? And if I go, it's okay, I relocate it to the next day. And now I shrink it down. Minimum, I rewrite that. I do it the night before, and I normally rewrite twice a day, 1 noon, and then the next night I reset everything. And then my next day starts. And I do it 7 days a week. My Saturday has a plan. My Sunday has a plan. Because life is by design or by, type it in, everyone, default. Life is by design or it's by default, right? So I like it to be by design. And how do you design it? You build your plan. So, okay. So that's part of the routine. What's the morning routine? Do you guys want some morning routine? Type in morning in the chat bar. Yeah? Want some morning routine? Pernilla, you heard it a bunch of times, so you may be underwhelmed, maybe still excited, but let's see. My morning routine has one aspect every single day. And the aspect is I have things that remind me to do things. Okay, let me take it out of my pocket. I'm not like scratching myself or something here. Hang on. Let me go the other. I got to go to the other pocket. Okay, so here it is. All right. So every single morning after I shower and I'm ready, I put this coin in my right pocket. This is 1 ounce of silver. What is this one? 1 ounce. I think this is 1 ounce of silver. So this is 1 ounce of solid silver, and it has sacred geometry on it. And it pretty much has like earth, water, fire, wind, and void on it. And I put this in my pocket and I squeeze it like this. And you know what I do, Jim? I say to myself, okay, be in balance today. Balance yourself on everything. The elements, the energy, balance yourself out, Mike. And I put it in my pocket and I wear it all day long. When I go through the airport, I put all this stuff in a little plastic bag. Soon as I go through the x-ray, I pull over, I open up my backpack, I pull all this out and I put it all back in my pocket. So, you know, then I have this. This is like 2 ounces of silver. This is the Food Dogs. So this reminds me every time I grab it, I go 120 million in 120 countries or more. And now I used to say in a decade or less, but now it's by 2030 because we're already collapsing time. So that's why I do with that. I am a pendulum guy. I don't know if anybody knows what a pendulum is. If you don't, put a question mark. If you do, it's just the vehicle that lets me check my energy and put focused intention on something. So I have one of those and I use it every day. Grace, if you don't know what a pendulum is, it's anything on the end of a string, right? It literally could be a nut. It's what DJ, we do it. We did a massive one. Whoever was on Mastery today, Mastery, we do lots of work of energy. So it's like, it's anything on the end of a string that tells me, how is my mind regulating with intention? Because if I asked you, what's your level of energy and intention, what do you guess? You guess. We do a training called Seekers of Power where you could understand your field of energy and how to enhance your vibration so that it can heal parts of your body and mind and create results quicker. So those are 2 parts of my routine. Okay, I have 2 more parts. Do you want it? But then we got to finish this up today. I'm going longer than any day, and I have to get done because I got another session we're doing for some of our members. The other thing is I have 2 necklaces. 2 necklaces. I have this necklace here, and it has this cool crystal in it. And I make intention with this of creation. What's going to happen today? What am I going to build? What am I going to focus? And then this one is I use this necklace and I focus on health and children and people in my world. I use it when I focus on you guys showing up and I'm like, this is today, I'm going to serve at the highest level. I'm going to make sure that I'm giving my very, very best today in life. So that's my routine, but it's not about my routine. It's about your routine. You need a routine besides going to the bathroom, shower, and putting your clothes on and getting into the game. And routines change. Okay, routines change. Like a lot of people, they have this like miracle morning and every morning they never change it. But change comes from consistently changing, not from consistency. You have to consistently change things. All right. What I want you guys to do right now, warm lemon water and some stretching. Stretching's good. I stretch before I get out of bed, crossover stretch and this and that. All right, let's do this. Tell me what's been amazing about today. Type in the chat bar. What's been amazing about today? Also, don't forget, I hope you guys will join me for Wealth Code. Tomorrow is the last day of the challenge. I'll be doing it from the road somewhere, so I hope you'll join me. Wealth Code, if you need the link, team, put in the link for Wealth Code. If you have any problems, you need our team to help sign you up, we'll do that. And if you want the 2-day VIP experience, hey, let's have a quick conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to find a song on your way out. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm honored that you're on here and learning. I'm impressed by your participation in the challenge. So thank you. And then we will see you tomorrow. Show up 15 minutes early tomorrow. Show up at 2:45 tomorrow. Okay.